Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Allie and Callie Artcast.
Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie. Welcome to the Artcast.
Yes, how are you?
I'm well. Having a good time this summer.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the heat. Question
Most
mark.
of the time.
Question mark. I had some out-of-town surprise guests, Joy and Sam Martin, really good friends. They used to live in my basement.
Wow.
As performers. And actually, we should have had him on. He is a music composer, and he wrote songs for Maroon 5, and he's done really well.
Oh, wow.
And they live in Portland, and they have 3 beautiful blonde children, and my grandbaby was playing with them, and she was in love with the middle child.
Oh, that's cute.
And he was age 7, and I was like, oh, so cute.
Aww.
So just watching my grandbaby, which I've never seen her around other kids, was the cutest. So adorable. So had lots of fun, and my friend Stephen Dahlke's in town, so I got to see him.
Oh, cool. And they were all involved in summer theater with you?
All involved in summer theater way back. So,
nice.
Yeah, it was really fun. So kind of a little reunion, mini reunion, and everyone at my house last night had lived in my house at one time.
That's fun.
We're like the hotel.
Right.
Casa de Cabe, you know.
Yes.
So
well,
what's
we're
new?
the shootout in.
You shoot out in?
Yes.
I love that. Okay. Casa de Cabe,
Shootout in.
I
Yep.
love that.
We had my husband Kevin's sisters and their spouses come and visit us this weekend.
Right. Yeah.
Gail went to Wallace High School and had her 40th reunion this weekend, and Kevin catered it.
Oh, nice.
His Scraps Barbecue
that's
catered
right.
it.
Thank you, Scraps
And
Barbecue.
it was up at Pritchard, and it was on the family property that got sold off a few years ago.
That's right.
So it was kind of, a little nostalgic.
Yeah, so we
to
had
be up there.
little reunions.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But you know what I'm loving about this summer?
What?
I'm loving all the concert series that are going on.
I know. There's a lot going on.
Recently, we went to the Majestic Park concerts in Rathdrum.
That was so much fun.
We went to see the Rub.
And they were awesome.
And
while we were there.
Yes, while we were there, we got to see these 2 women get up and sing. They were Chris Lucas, who's one of the band members of the Rub. His mother and his aunt got up and sang. And we were so impressed.
So sweet.
That we are really excited today to welcome Deanna and Deanda to the podcast.
Yes, welcome.
And they are part of the Sylte sisters, who also included their older sister Joan for a while, but mostly it was the 2 of them, right?
Well, it was the 2 of us since we were born.
Yes, because they're twins.
We were roommates, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, we started singing in a more public way, other than just in the Rathdrum area. We started singing because we won a contest, and television had just begun. And we won a contest for the Boyle Fuel Company to sing their jingle on a television show called Starlit Stairway.
For 12 weeks.
Yes.
They were only going to have it for 12 weeks.
Oh, and it was very successul, wasn't it?
It was. And what else were you going to say about that?
Well,
Deanna?
that's about the size of it. No, it went on for 20 years.
20 years?
20 years. We only were on it for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they replaced us with 2
until
others.
we were 15, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is
And then we were
amazing.
too big, and they wanted children.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So of course we were glad to leave too, because we were tired of wearing braids.
Oh, right. Yes, you always wore the braids.
We actually just watched a video of you on YouTube. I think it's YouTube. Probably YouTube.
Yeah.
And we'll put a link in the comments, and where they actually mention when you get the haircuts.
Yes.
When you were at one of your
15.
birthdays.
It was
15? Yeah.
Right.
13.
13?
13.
13.
When we turned 13 years old, we got to start looking like 13-year-olds.
Yeah, right.
We were really very happy about
I
that.
I bet you were.
So after,
Well, let's go back a little bit
Yeah.
and talk about, first of all, we are in your home in Rathdrum on the Sylte Ranch. And let's talk a little bit about
history.
Of your place, because it's beautiful.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, it's sacred ground, isn't it, Deanna?
It's just gorgeous. Grandpa and Grandma and Dad and Mom and the other brothers moved out here. When was that they moved out here?
1935.
35. Oh my gosh! And they took over this land, and one of the Post lumber yards was right here. Mr. and Mrs. Post lived in this house, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that
Post
right?
Falls.
From
Yeah.
Post. Oh, wow.
And then our dad and his brothers did logging to help pay back the bank for the loans, and then they eventually started running cattle and they tried to do farming. It was very difficult. We had workhorses, and it was early times.
Yes.
But Mom and Dad lived in the house next door, which Dad built, the house that Jack built, which he always laughed about. But all of the brothers were here helping out. This place became a sacred place, really, to all of us. All the cousins, they lived down the hill in
Wow.
town. So it was, they'd all come up for family gatherings, and we had a lot of family meals right here in this room.
Wow.
It was wonderful. It became the source of our home right here.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, Deanna's paintings of everything are all over the walls. So.
That's right. We need to mention that Deanna does beautiful artwork. She has they're oils. These are oils.
Oils and watercolors.
Right.
Amazing. They're really beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and she does portraits, and they're just stunning, really. So you've lived here most of your life, but you did leave for a while, right?
Oh, yes. Actually, we haven't lived here
Oh, you
for
haven't.
most of our lives. Let me see. We left the Rathdrum, Coeur d'Alene, Spokane area, born in Coeur d'Alene. We left when we graduated from high school, and Joan had graduated from Gonzaga. And we went to Hollywood to hit the big time.
Oh, boy.
We drove out of Spokane the week after we graduated from high school.
Wow.
Headed toward Hollywood. We got an apartment there. Of course, we already had a manager and agents in Hollywood, because John Powell was our manager agent here, and he had booked us all around the area, and he got us hooked up with a group in Hollywood. So we had
They
jobs.
were Gaby Lutz, Heller, and Loeb, who were the managers of the Lennon sisters,
Oh, yeah.
the Andrews sisters,
Oh, boy.
the Four Sportsmen, the High-Lows, and was it Lawrence Welk?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Anyway, it was very impressive. I mean,
Yes.
it was just awesome. So we went down there, and immediately we went to Reno to perform at the
Holiday Inn
the Holiday
Hotel.
Okay, and we were there with Ken Murray, and while we were there, the president of the American Guild of Variety Artists came to see our show, and he said he wanted us to go on a goodwill tour.
Oh.
He was going. President Kennedy was sending Joey Adams on with a troupe of entertainers on a goodwill tour for the State Department to, I think it was about 14 different countries in Asia.
It was
Wow.
Iran, Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Afghanistan,
Wow.
Singapore.
Nepal. Yes, we went to all of those places. We were gone 6.5 months.
Wow.
Amazing. So like a Department of Defense tour?
Right.
Yeah.
We sang, we represented the government, of course, and through the State Department, we met the kings and queens of the different countries, and we're really
how
quite blessed by it all.
Yeah.
Too bad we were so young, though, isn't it?
Yes, we turned 18. No,
18.
19 in Vientiane, Laos.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Weird, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
You could hardly take it in.
Yeah.
Could hardly take it in.
What an
That, by the way,
experience.
is where I met David. He was on the tour.
Oh,
David
really?
is Christopher and Jason's father, David Lucas. He was a he became a very well-known and highly respected producer, singer, songwriter, and producer with his own studio in New York City. And we were together for 14 years. That's where our children were born. And so that started that chapter.
Right.
Right.
And I have a book there, too, called On the Road for Uncle Sam that has pictures of us all in it.
Oh,
That's
cool.
Fun. Yeah. That's fun.
We got to sing for the Shah and Faradiba in Iran. It was back then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And for Sukarno in Indonesia, who wanted to sing with us. He wanted to sing gospel songs.
Really?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, man.
were you there when they crucified my Lord?
That's it.
That's what he wanted to sing.
Really?
Yeah, we have a picture of it up there in some.
In one of those
Oh,
books.
cool.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
It was it was hard to believe, really. We were too young to really take it in.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what an incredible adventure.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad kept saying that, and I kept hearing that. This is an incredible adventure. I remember sitting in hotel rooms in Indonesia or in India. We were in India for over a month and thinking, Mom and Dad said, this is an incredible adventure.
You miss home after a little while.
Yes.
Did your parents go with you?
Oh, no.
No, I
No.
wouldn't
we were
imagine.
supposed to be all grown up.
At
Right.
18, right?
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
gave every place we went, they gave us a whole pack of bananas for free. I ate so many bananas, I got so constipated.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Then, when we were in Kabul, Afghanistan,
Yes.
which was our first stop for 2 weeks at the Jeshan Fair, they didn't tell it. Well, no, maybe the State Department people did say, be careful of the water, but we got the opposite of that constipation problem.
no.
I know, and the food too. They did say be careful of the food, but we like to eat then.
You're
Yes.
like, oh,
We
do
ate
it.
whatever.
Right.
We had a wonderful little man who came and served us our food. Like in the morning, he would say, we boiled eggs. He'd say, "Ix, boiled ix."
Oh my.
That was cute.
Oh
That
my.
is cute.
It was wonderful, and honestly, we remember. I say we, believing that Deanda remembers as I did,
Right.
because this is the way it is with twins, I guess. Huh?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
those were lots of very exciting, incredible adventures. We were on tour in Japan too the last year that we were singing professionally for 4 months, and we toured with Pat Boone then.
Yes. And
Yeah.
sang
Right.
with the four
That's
freshmen.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's,
That was excellent.
yeah.
We were a little bit older by then. So we could
Right.
remember that these are very important.
Right.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah, we
things-
have a couple of record albums here too.
We
that
do.
We see that you're on and in. I love this one.
The Rary Mountain Music.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was at Frontier Ranch. We were on staff
Teenagers.
with Young Life
Oh yeah.
during our summer years of high school in Jones College, and so we
Wow.
sang down there.
Sweet.
That was great.
Yeah,
That's great.
beautiful.
And this too is Hollywood. I see that.
Oh, I'm not in that picture.
You're not in it?
Oh, you're not? We were trying to look through
We're
there.
on the back. Where are they?
On the back, we're on-
yeah.
Oh, right.
there we go.
Am I
Okay.
on the back?
yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait,
Gee,
wait,
I
wait.
forgot about that. But
The
day
Sylte
that-
sisters, yes.
the day that the picture was taken, David and I were off doing something, and I didn't get back in time
Oh.
for the picture. I felt so bad about myself. Do you remember that?
Nuh-uh.
No.
Yeah.
And then this one looks super fun.
Oh,
With
that is
Maurice
fun.
Chevalier and Haley Mills.
Yeah.
That's on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, it'll bring
get
up
it.
Teen Street and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cinderella Jones. And
Love it.
That's really cool. And you met Annette Funicello.
we did.
That's fun.
That's I love Annette Funicello.
I do too.
We were great fans of the Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, yeah. And then all of her wonderful beach movies.
Yeah.
I still can watch those, as corny as they are.
Yeah. That was nice. It was fun. Those were good times. Simple times.
Yeah.
Greetings, listeners of the Allie and Callie Artcast podcasts. This is Jason from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. Keeping art alive and culture relevant is the heart and soul of our community of creatives. And as a local coffee roaster who loves a good origin story of a painter or a farmer or a musician, we proudly support the Allie and Callie's Artcast podcast's expansion and exploration through positive conversation. So grab a cup of coffee, preferably one from Tubbs Coffee Roasters, and tune in, humans. Your ears will thank you.
The Ovation Company, in partnership with the Chalkboard Agency, is committed to improving the climate and culture of our schools. The number one indicator for student success is connectedness, feeling like you are part of something. Nothing helps connect people like a good story. After all, isn't a podcast a way to share and collect stories? The Chalkboard Agency's mission is to connect the world of education through the stories that bond us all. To find out more, visit thechalkboardagency.com. And if you have a story to tell that you believe would help young people to be kinder to one another, reach out to the Chalkboard Agency and let us connect you to the world.
Well, I'd love to hear a little bit more about you and David, because I understand David wrote some very popular jingles, and I think you guys were a pretty creative team, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we were, and we had these two wonderful sons.
Who are very talented.
Who are very talented and are living their lives more or less in the Northwest now. David is still around, but he's in Florida.
Oh, okay.
He and his wife come up to visit when they can. He's a few years older than I am, though.
Okay.
So I'm not sure just how much he'll be traveling. And I'm not traveling since COVID.
Right.
Unless it's in the car. Anyway, yes, David's life turned into a pretty exciting dream for him, too. And he wrote and produced radio and television commercials for many years in New York City. He had his own studio, The Warehouse, and I participated with him there.
And it was fabulous music.
And it was reach out and touch someone.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I remember
And
that one.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it right.
Oh, wow.
And GE, we bring good things for living.
Oh, gosh.
I love that. That's
Meow,
great.
meow, 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 meow,
meow, meow, meow, meow, meow, meow, meow.
Yeah.
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
that and so much more.
Wow.
So much more. And it was a pretty dazzling time. Yes.
I bet.
Yes.
But then you left
I transitioned
and
on.
transitioned
home
on
here
and
again, yes.
So did you come back here or did you go straight to
I went to Spokane.
Spokane?
I lived in Spokane. Deanda and Don lived there too, and that's where I established my portraiture. And but I went back to school. I got an associate's degree at Spokane Falls Community College, and I was doing therapy, a mode of therapy called transactional analysis, when I was in New York City, which is a good step, I'd say, that moved me into that I needed to find out more about myself, and being a twin, is very difficult.
Wow.
And so doing therapy was talk about creative art. It was like going right into the flow of deeper things. Isn't that right, Deanda?
It is. Definitely. Yeah.
Wow.
And Deanda, you transitioned from music to your career in psychotherapy, is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
How did that all happen?
Oh, that's a good question. That has to do with the core of the self, which I said that Mom and Dad said these don't forget any of these wonderful adventures. And I would sit in a hotel room and remind myself about the wonderful adventures. But there was something I was missing, and that was really who I was. It's hard to be a twin, as Deanna said. So I had this pull toward looking for the main thing. What's the main thing? And I tell you, singing was very close to it. And growing up on this ranch with the earth and the animals and our family and the wonder of being here was very close to it. But I had to articulate and make choices about who I am. And in the meantime, we had worked with Young Life, a Christian organization. Every summer, we'd sing be on summer staff. And we all had a deep faith, but I was just looking for who am I? Who do I want to be? Who do I choose to be? And we met Don, my husband, there, and then several years later, I chose to leave the group. Oh no! It was agony. And marry Don, who was in seminary. And so I started college then down there. I left my beloved sisters and my beloved singing, too. That was very hard. And I got my degree down in California. And Don, in the meantime, finished up his MDiv at Fuller Seminary in Pasadena, and he was invited to start the Student Counseling Center at Whitworth. So we moved up here, which was just wonderful because then I was around my family.
Yeah.
Right.
In 1971.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
1971. And in the meantime, our daughter had been born, and our son came a few months after we moved. 1 month after we moved up here. And they're the same ages as Deanna's kids.
Wow.
Same
That's
ages. So we were here, and I had a different, more thoughtful life, less musical. I missed it. But I did go back to New York and do commercials with Deanna and David.
wow.
And that was wonderful.
Yeah.
But I didn't sing after that, really. And I missed it very much.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about music is, and about the way we did music, which was not really trained, it was all by ear and listening, was that it's always there. The problem is my voice doesn't work right. Which was what I said a couple of weeks ago up there on stage. And but when we'd get together, we'd sing, and it was all right there. I mean, it was automatic. And I can't tell you how I sing harmony, and neither can you. It's all left brain. It's not contrived. It's not studied. But it was, so it's always been a part of my life. And my kids, too, are very musical. Very musical. And sad that they can't do music, but they both are psychologists.
Oh, wow.
They work in the office where my husband and I work.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, it's a long story. I've forgotten what you asked me.
That was
What
pretty
did
much.
you ask?
It was the journey of how you got from
there.
singing
Yes.
It all relates.
Yeah.
It all goes
I know
there.
it does.
It is. It's both left and right brain, and
Yeah.
it still is. It's trying to understand the depth of people's hearts and what they really want and need, and how they can make choices that bring harmonies to their lives instead of the discourse that we have lately.
Right.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It is very hard. Ooh.
But I love place is wonderful because it's the foundation of our lives here. I mean, there's not an atom or an animal that isn't part of this whole scheme of things.
Right. Oh,
There's
I can
not
feel
a
it.
person or, it's all together if we can just love one another. So and
Right.
that's the hard part.
Yeah.
The hard part, but the key.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Well, I love that you talk about harmony as you do it from feeling.
Yeah. Automatic.
Yeah, I can relate to
Mom
that.
used to say that we would learn harmony by heart, and the words too, of course, so that we could just sing without having to be so cerebral.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Although it sure would have helped some if we had been more cerebral.
Yeah, I suppose it would have.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what are some of your favorite memories of when you were singing?
Let me see. We were on tour with Liberace for 2 years.
Oh,
Wow.
my. Now that's got to be something.
And it was in the country. We didn't go out of the country with him, did we? No. We were in the big, like the Latin Casino in Framingham, Massachusetts, and Lake Tahoe at the what
Harris.
there? Harris.
Harris in Vegas too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, and he wanted us to perform with him.
Oh.
So he put on a band uniform, and he strutted around with a drum major, and we played our instruments because we used to play in the band when we were in school. I played mellophone, and Deanda played trumpet, and Joan played clarinet, and we played Alexander's ragtime band.
Oh, fun.
Right behind him, we would march on stage. That was fun.
Oh, my
that was. We did feel kind of like big shots when that happened.
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. And living in Hollywood was a lot of fun.
What a trip!
It was a kind of a better time then. Hollywood is a mess now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you probably hit it at the right time.
Yeah.
We also belonged to the Hollywood Christian group, which we, interestingly enough, found the first week that we were there. Someone told us about this group of artists and actors and so on that came together at the Hollywood Knickerbocker Hotel every Monday night, was it? And they would give testimony and sing and so on and so forth. And
it was Roy Rogers and Dale Evans.
Right.
Guy Harden. Yeah, it was a lot of...
And Jimmy
good
Dodd, who was from the Mouseketeers.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And David Ryan.
Didn't Jimmy go on to dance for Lawrence Welk? Was that the...
No, that wasn't the same guy.
It wasn't the same guy.
Bobby
Okay.
and
Oh, yes.
Sissy.
No,
Oh,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yes, he
Bobby
did.
and Sissy.
Yes, he did. That's right.
Bobby and Sissy. I remember. I watched it. Oh, yeah. So fun.
Yep.
Yes, well, back in those days, I tell you, we did get the blessing of being able to be a part of things there, and because we had each other, Joan, Deanda, and me, there was a safety in that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Safety in numbers.
And I
We
think
looked
that's
out
one of
for
the
each
reasons
other.
why Dad and Mom thought we were probably okay down there
yeah.
together. But oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Right. Well, you hear the stories of what happens to young people in Hollywood, and I think it was probably really good that you were together
Yes.
to kind of have that
Yes.
protection from the outside world.
We had a gal come and stay with us in Hollywood. Let me see now. We had been in Scottsdale, Arizona, performing
at the
and this
carnival.
At the carnival
room.
which was also a place for strippers, right? Was that the deal?
Yes, we were hired there to go sing, and we didn't know we were opening for a stripper.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, and there she came out, and she stripped out there. And the people were whistling at us, too, beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gracious.
Well, we
Oh,
became
geez.
friends with her, so we invited her to come and see us in Hollywood. She came and stayed for how long?
A couple of weeks, anyway.
What?
Yeah.
Longer. She played at Club Largo out
That's
there
right.
on the Strip.
Key Largo.
Key
Oh,
Lar-
wow.
I think that was it. wasn't
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, it was quite an adventure.
it? It was.
That happened to me once when I did the Department of Defense tour, South Pacific.
Did you strip?
I did not strip. You would think I never stripped, but we had a singing group, and it was 3 men, 3 women, and we sang popular tunes. This was in the early 80s, and we were in Korea, South Korea, and we sang at an officers club. And so we're just going in, and this is one of our very first gigs, and we walk in, and we're like, okay, officers club, how bad can it be? And there were like circles that women were going to dance on that we didn't realize that's what was happening. And the officers club,
With poles in the middle?
There were poles.
Oh, jeez.
And we were just like, okay, well, so we sang our little, I'm so excited, whatever. I mean, we were singing songs from the 80s, and then as we were finishing up, the strippers were coming out, and I was like, oh, and I was, 25 maybe, and I was living in Utah at the time, so I really had never seen, I've never seen a stripper, never been to a strip club in my life, but I was like, where are we? In an officers club, they do that? How could they do that in an office club?
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
A group from Utah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's my claim to whoa. That was the only time I've been near strippers. But so that's funny. But,
That is funny.
But you have friends, so that's very nice. I'm sure she was at Key Largo.
No, she was at Club Largo.
Club Largo.
Strip.
Yes, on the
near
Sunset
77 Sunset Strip. Remember
yeah.
that show?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just right.
77
right down the
Sunset Strip.
Yeah, that was a good show. I like it.
Yep.
For all your screen printing needs, trust the local you can count on. Pyramid Printing has been a Coeur d'Alene favorite for over 2 decades.
Specializing in screen printing, embroidery, signs, banners, and stickers. For all jobs, big and small, just give Eric a call.
Email us at info@pyramidprintingcda.com or give us a call at 208-664-0254.
PyramidPrintingCDA.com. Add a little flair to your special events with Scraps Barbecue, a great catering choice for your next gathering. Specializing in golf tournaments, sporting events, weddings, and other family friend gatherings, their commercial kitchen can be on site, or you can choose to have a fully catered meal delivered right to you. Known for their authentic Santa Maria-style tri-tip and tequila lime fish tacos, they can customize the menu to meet your needs for groups of 20 to 2,500. Contact Kevin at kevin@scrapsbarbecue.com or check them out on Facebook.
If you guys are up for it to do a couple of your little songs, definitely the Banner Fuel.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's Boyle Fuel.
But I mean,
Boyle.
Boyle.
Banner Fuel is still alive.
Right.
Boyle Fuel is long gone.
Yeah, I think
But at least 20 years ago, they stopped the show too, didn't they? Or probably longer than that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if it were 20 years ago, we'd be 60.
I know. Jeez, we're 81.
Oh.
Just
Wow.
about 82.
Well, you look really good for 81 or 82.
Don't get too close.
Oh. No. Wow.
So you don't want to sing anything?
Oh,
better
that's
not.
rough. Really, honestly,
The cough.
The deal is when you don't exercise. Remember, exercise.
It's right.
Muscle. When you don't exercise the muscle, you can't hold your line.
Right.
And when you can't hold your line, you shouldn't sing for people.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Deanna.
The truth is that if we were to sing having practiced like we used to, then we become the line.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a
So that it's
meditation.
a difference, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely a left brain expression. I mean, I'm sorry, a right brain expression. Gee.
That's all
It
right.
is.
Left,
it
right.
Comes, it comes
Well,
right
I
out.
always get confused. I know, right?
And it's so spontaneous, but if you don't have the voice for it.
I know.
And Deanda snores.
And I snore. Yes, that's what I said at that
Oh, yeah.
that whatever it
At the
was.
concert, right?
Yeah.
The snoring.
My husband said that I snore, and it ruins my
gets-
It
throat.
ruins
It
your
does.
throat, right?
I know it's not good.
A year ago, my husband died.
Oh, he did. I'm sorry.
Yes, and so it's a sad time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So sorry.
You don't need wine to cry.
No.
I don't need any wine to cry.
No. That's hard.
That's my husband up there, my Bill Starr.
Oh.
He was my husband. We were together for 20 years, and he was the international president of Young Life.
Oh, wow.
When we were 15 and we met Deanda's Dawn, we met my Bill.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he was not the president then, but he was 32 years old. I knew his wife and 2 of his little children. And the next year, his little daughter was born. And then some years later, Rich is the same age as Jason, son Jason, and Deanda's Christina. So I knew him and adored him. But it wasn't like, oh, I want to marry him someday.
Right.
Because he was married. It was just that I saw that he was someone to be trusted. And that's what I saw again when finally, when I was 58 years old and Bill was 70, I don't know, 2, I guess, 70, something like that. So he was actually 16 years older. But we saw each other at a Young Life reunion at Whitworth. And we both looked at each other and just started laughing.
That's sweet.
And I did hug him. I confess I hugged him and said, oh, I love you. Then I said, you probably don't even remember who I am. He said, oh, yes, I do.
Oh,
yes, I do. And it was about 2 months later that he flew up here from Phoenix with a ring.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He asked me to marry him, and I said, okay.
Oh.
And
That's
really,
wonderful.
it was like, it was beyond a dream come true, because I hadn't even dreamed that, but I knew that he was a human being to be trusted, because he was God's man. And what that meant was that when he died, it was written in a letter from people in Germany who knew him. They said Bill Starr was to us a letter of the living Christ.
Wow.
And he was.
Sweet.
He was.
That's
Right.
So he's been gone too now for 5 years.
5 years.
So here we have each other.
Yeah.
Now we sleep together in the bed in there and we hold hands.
I love that. Together always.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here we are.
Because Deanna, you live in this house,
I
but
do.
Deanda, you actually live in Spokane, but you
do.
come here
Every
as-
weekend,
Oh, I love that.
usually.
Yeah. It's
that's
your
nice.
it's your heart place.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful place.
Yeah.
You know, there's something I've found in doing therapy that is very similar to singing together, and that is resonance with people. When you deeply listen and feel with them, there's a resonance, a vibration that's set up where they feel felt. And it's a great gift. It's like singing together in a group, because you're all one when you do that, and that's what happens in listening to people too.
Right.
Really, and not just listening, but feeling with them. So it's kind of like music.
Yeah.
Right.
That's sweet. Nice.
Well, I thought you both sounded, for not having practiced, sounded really good at the concert. That was
Yes.
really fun.
Thank you. That was a risk.
That was a real surprise. You know, I went up to say hello to Christopher, and he said, hey, you want to do the Boyle Fuel jingle? And I was just caught by surprise. I wasn't intending for that at all.
Right.
But we did. We stayed on key, didn't we?
Wasn't
You
too
did.
You
bad.
did.
You sounded great.
Wasn't too
Sometimes
bad.
Well, you
it's
sang the
not to-
Boyle Fuel jingle, but you also sang one or two other ones. What
Yeah,
were
we
they?
sang one other one, The House of Blue Lights.
Okay.
That was an old 50s rock and roll song
Oh, fun.
that Deanda and I used to have fun singing together.
Right.
But now there's a lag in the timing, isn't there? There's just a lag.
I don't know. There's a lag in our age. What is going on?
Right?
I think it's the heat. It's the heat. It's giving us all a lag.
That's right.
Oh, dear.
Well, it is certainly a treat talking to the two of you and getting to know you a little bit better.
We're excited to kind of walk
Thank
around
you.
the property and see your cows and goats. And
I
Oh,
know.
you'll like it.
it's so pretty out here. I mean, what a peaceful place.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very resonant.
Yes, I can
Exactly.
see how this is your sanctuary.
Yes, it's very
is.
lovely.
Yeah.
Drive down over the hill from the highway, and it's like all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's back 80 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're somewhere in time.
Yep, we are.
Love it.
It's
Well,
nice.
Thank you again.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
Very
we'll post
nice.
some. Maybe we can post a little. Well, we'll post the links so they can hear them, and then
And some photos of the albums.
albums, and you can enjoy a little bit of
little-
Deanna and Deanda.
That's right, the Sylte sisters.
Yes.
Yes, and we would have been. It would have been nice if we had invited Joan over here too, but she was not home when you got here,
Right.
and this was kind of a spontaneous event
That's
today,
right.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
it was.
She is probably home now, but she's taking care of her husband who
Right.
isn't well. So we missed that. But
Yeah.
she's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet she is, because I
Glad you're all here.
can't
together.
imagine
That's
her
wonderful.
not being. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Well, I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie, and whatever you do today, make sure it's creative.
The Allie and Callie Artcast is sponsored in part by Tubbs Coffee Roasters, globally sourced, locally roasted coffee. Scraps Barbecue, a locally owned catering company. The Ovation Company, standing for what is right and good. And Pyramid Printing, a Coeur d'Alene favorite for over 2 decades.